3, 2, 1.
We're rolling. Hello, everybody. All right, we are back in the kitchen with Andrea and Brian, and we're going to have some fun today because we are making...
We're making Macaroon 5.
Macaroon 5. And why is it 5?
With 5 simple ingredients, makes one amazing recipe.
I love it.
Scalable recipe.
Now, all right, so what does scalable mean?
Scalable recipe means that I can take one recipe, I can substitute any type of ingredients into it,
okay,
and I can scale the recipe out to make other things, like besides a cookie, I could make that's right, I could make a bar or flatbread or cereal. So scalable recipes allow you to multiply the amount of ingredients geometrically, but at the same time substitute anything that you have. And you know my freestyle.
I know your freestyle, but for those people who don't like freestyle, we do have actual portions and measurements that I will bring to the table because I do like to have some type of measurement when I'm cooking. Although I do think freestyle is awesome too for those of you who just kind of like to throw it all in. Those are the really awesome cooks.
Okay, it's going to be really good. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All
right, so in Macaroon 5, first ingredient, we need some coconut. So we're going to use some coconut.
Nuts for coconut.
So I've got some dissected coconut. And, okay, so she wants some measurements. So,
I need some measurements.
So we're going to put in about a cup. How's
okay,
that?
A cup of coconut. I love it.
And we got 2, and as everybody's counting at home, we've got 3. All right, there we go. 3
All right, so this is about a cup?
About a cup. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to bring it down. Now I could use coconut flour, but it's a little bit too fine. With the coconut flour being too fine, the cookie ends up a little bit too dense.
Right, so you want a little bit of that string, because that's about macaroon, you got that stringiness to it too, so a little bit of bulk.
That's right, because when you go to the bakery and you buy those macaroons, you know, and then you see Mr. Thumb comes out, and Mr. Thumb goes on the scale, and you end up $25 for a pound of macaroons, and beauty is so inexpensive to make macaroons, you're going to absolutely love it.
Well, the thing about macaroons too, you're right, they're so dense and heavy that it just kind of adds that price tag when you're at the cash. So we're going to make yummy, moist, delicious macaroons. All right, I love it.
And they disappear like vapor. So we're just going to take this and grind them down a little bit. This kind of a device here, like a Vitamix or a Ninja, there's all kinds of these guys in the marketplace. They're perfect for this purpose. So I just give them a little whiz-o like this.
Yeah, I actually love my Vitamix.
Yeah, and then I just tamp them down one more time and give them, hit it to me one more time.
Hit it to me one more time. And you know what I love about coconut? First of all, coconut is rich in fiber, which is yummy. It has also the catchy fatty acids. That's the word. All right, and what's so good about that is, I mean, it's good for so many things in our body, especially, you know, we're looking now at coconut for brain health, we're looking at it for heart health. Super awesome to eat, and especially if you're even using it as a coconut oil, which I know we're going to throw into.
We're going to throw some coconut oil.
All right.
You know what I love about some of the recipes when you do them? I like that you can substitute in different ingredients. And this one, I'm doing almond. Right? And what are almonds good for?
I mean, almonds are good for our heart health, which is really good for lowering bad cholesterol. So a really awesome nut that we should be eating. And again, a handful goes a long way because nuts are high in fat. What we want to do is just have a little bit, and then we can get our protein, our vitamin E, an awesome thing to have. All right, so are we putting the same amount of nuts as we are to coconut?
Equal portions, equal portions.
Okay.
And then I'll let you
one cup.
Yeah, give that guy, let's sit that down. Pause it right there. Isn't it amazing how we're doing this like basically in one cup, like one thing? I don't like dirtying a lot of stuff in the kitchen. I really don't.
I like
clean style of cooking.
Keeping it easy. I like it.
Blending these two guys together, what happens is the oil and the fiber starts to blend with the coconut, and you start already mixing the flavors.
Oh, okay. And I like the color as well. It's creating this really nice color for the actual coconut as well. Like you can see the beautiful color that it's making.
And then what I like to do is I always like to do what's called flavor impacting or flavor boosting.
All right, what does that mean?
Well, that means I take the almonds and I can actually make them taste more like an almond than an almond.
Oh, okay. And
how do you do that? I would use almond extract.
Almond extract.
And I used to add almond extract in with the almonds, and suddenly the flavor of the almonds pops without having to use something artificial like MSG.
Which we do not like it naturally, sadly. And the reason we don't like MSG too is because MSG is known to cause so many issues, headaches, excessive sweating. I mean, it's very well known in Chinese food, but we stay away from MSG.
And then we need a bowl.
A bowl. All right, so we take this, throw it into the bowl. I'm going to open it up so it doesn't spill everywhere because, you know, I tend to spill things. All right, so we're going to take this, remove this. Are we done with the vitamins?
Oh, we're done with that. Let's take this guy out of our hair.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to throw this into the bowl. All right, done.
Okay, now we have to decide whether we're making chocolate almonds, vanilla almonds, or as I like to affectionately call it, we could do blonde, we could do brunette, we could do redheads.
Redhead.
But redhead, I would do dehydrated strawberries, powdered, and you throw that in. Oh,
That is delicious.
And what would you do if you didn't have a dehydrator?
I would use my oven and keep the door open and keep it at a very low temperature. You see, I'm learning.
Oh my goodness gracious. She's amazing. She's awesome, isn't she? We're going to keep her around, aren't we?
Oh, thank you.
So in this particular one, we're going to do a brunette or chocolate. And for the chocolate, I'm going to use some cacao powder.
70% plus, which is the darkest, or is this even darker than that?
It's even darker than that. It's as dark as you get. But
full of antioxidants?
Full of antioxidants and great for all kinds of things like the male reproductive system. It's actually one of the ingredients in some of the most famous formulas is cacao bean or cacao powder.
Is it? It's also good for energy. I know it's good
amazing
for energy, heart health, so a lot of good things.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the male reproductive system and how we can boost things like testosterone. And in our follow-up episode, we're going to talk about the female reproductive system and how we can boost all the things that are going on with the male.
Which is why we love doing this show. We love to bring you amazing, healthy recipes, but also talk about organs, different organs that the food can help to make it healthy, make you healthier, and also keep it running smoothly.
So I'm putting in. I'm going to do, for this one, 3 to 4 to 5 tablespoons of cacao powder, depending on how chocolatey I want it.
I like it chocolate.
Let's go death by chocolate. Let's go for 5.
All right, 5. So it's 5 teaspoons, is that it?
5 teaspoons.
5 teaspoons of cacao. All right, so as you can see here, it looks so beautiful.
And now what we want to do is I want to give it a little bit of salt. So dry ingredients come in first, and then we bring in the wet ingredients. So a little bit of salt. All right. 1, 2, 3 hits with the salt. And one more time. This is the pink salt. And with the pink salt, you know, they're saying, oh, it's the guru salt, it's the expensive salt. No.
So that's Himalayan salt, which is so high in minerals. It has something like 85 different vitamins and minerals, which is why we use it. Is it 84?
It could be 84.
I gave that one extra. But it's so good for us, so good for so many parts. It's good for adrenals.
It is, because what it is, it's from the ocean, from an ocean from millions of years ago that's dried up, high in the Andes and in other parts of the world. Wow. And then back then they didn't have the contaminants in the ocean like we did then. And so now it's basically petrified. Petrified. And all of a sudden now I'm grinding it, but I'm not using any, nickel carcinogens. I'm using my own stainless steel. Fabulous.
Amazing.
Okay.
So
now we got that together. Now we use Mr. Spatula in, and he comes into the mix. And then with Mr. Spatula, what we're going to do here now is we're going to add some wet ingredients, some binding agents. So the first binding agent is maple syrup. And again, I could go with one of our orange blossom waters. I could go with a whole bunch of different ones. This, I'm just going to use something so simple around the house, maple syrup. And this is the time of the year. This is fall. And in the fall, oh my goodness, yes, you can get into the stores now and all that beautiful maple syrup is ready to go.
Now, is maple syrup a better sweetener than, let's say, than honey or any other type of sweeteners, or they all have their own?
Well, glucose is the way I look at it, right? And it's about the source. Right. So honey, good, raw, unpasteurized honey, great. Right?
It's still good
maple syrup from Mother Nature, from the tree. But again, if I process the maple syrup too much, then maybe not as great. If I take the honey and it's a processed honey or pasteurized honey, maybe not as good in our world, right? So I'm trying to aim for the best. I'm aiming for Mars, and I hope you'll land on the moon.
Got it. All right. So here, this is what it looks like so far.
It's starting to come together. So
it gets a little bit stickier, which is nice.
But now we're going to get some coconut oil. So we're keeping in the theme.
Yep.
Right.
Love coconut oil. Again, coconut oil is so good for reducing bad cholesterol. Great for our brains, great for our nails, our hair. You can throw it on your body, you can put it in, you can take it internally. One of the magic ingredients, literally, I use it for everything. We work with our partner, Barlean's. They make an organic, extra virgin, cold pressed coconut oil that tastes delicious and has such a beautiful aroma. All right, so how much coconut oil did you put in?
Now, I put in 2 whole tablespoons.